Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Susan. Today I want to recreate this particular dress that you're seeing, and I'm going to be using this fabric. It's actually a very classic dress. It serves every purpose. It has a gathers at the down part, and it has a petticoat also. Then the sleeve is stylish, so it's every dress you can actually wear it anytime. So if this sounds like what you like to learn, stay on the line while we get started. Let me use this medium to my subscribers. Thank you so much guys for always coming back, and to you that just saw my channel, go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification button. So I've gone ahead to draft the pattern offline because I don't want to waste much time. So it's just the basic bodice, my basic bodice plus my normal allowance, 1.5 inches allowance that I added for sewing allowance. Then this part that you're seeing here, this is the dart that we took. This is a dart, so I'm going to cut down this other part because we are not going to be slashing, we are not going to be cutting anything, and we've added the allowance that we need to actually use it to cut on our fabric. So you go ahead and do the same, keep that one aside. Then this other one that we took out 2 inches from here, we are going to replace 2 inches. There is no need replacing it on that other side, so I'm going to replace 2 inches here, then I'll replace 2 inches on this other part. Then on this other part I'm going to add 1 inch for this upper part, and after that I'm just going to go ahead now to connect it. So that means that when I cut this out, we are not going to have shortage of fabric. So you go ahead and do the same. Then at the armhole side, I'm going to come down by ½ inch. Then on the chest line, I'm going to come up by 1 inch or ½ an inch. It all depends on how you want your neck depth to be, how you want the neck to be, how you want it to be. So this is what is going to determine. So I just did chest from my chest line, like I came up from my chest line, I'm just coming up that way. Then plus the ½ inch that we kept there, we are going to come ½ inch at the armhole. Then we are going to just connect it from that place down there, because you're not going to be needing, it's going to be like, it's like off shoulder, so we'll not be needing sleeve. Yes, so that's it. So just go ahead and connect. So this is basically it for the sleeve. So this other part where we have the armhole is actually going off, will not be needing it. So this is it. So when I was done, I'm just going to go ahead now to cut it. Front, we're actually done with the front pattern. So what we are going to do, we are going to place this one, then keep some 2 inches for zip allowance. So this is me keeping 2 inches for zip allowance. Then I'm just going to trace it. It's going to be exactly what we have here. Remember, this is going to be exactly what we have here, and this is exactly what we're going to have at the front. I'm going to cut this before I actually cut this out. This is what we're going to have at the back. Yes, so this is me just tracing it, and when I'm done, I'm still going to minus the extra inches that we added. I'm going to minus it. So I actually marked the down part where we took the dart, because I'm going to take that also for the back side. So this is me just tracing it, the neckline for the neck. So for the neck side and the zipper side, I'm going to come down by about 1 inch. If it's straight, it's going to give us some issues, so I came down from the zip side where we are going to put the zip. I came down by 1 inch. So this is the dart, this is where I'm going to take the dart. So I'm just going to take the dart half inch on both sides. I'm going to take ½ inch on this side and ½ inch on the other side. So that's it guys. So right now what I'm going to do, we are going to reduce that allowance that we actually have at the front side, so the back doesn't be too big, you get me? So we are going to reduce it. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to stretch this line. Then before then, I'm going to come here by ½ an inch, because we want to contour. We want to avoid bulging at the back. So at that place I came in by ½ an inch, and I'm not going to replace it. So this one I just minus 1 inch each. So I'm going to just connect them I'm going to connect, and I'll minus 1 inch from the back, guys. So that's it. So this is what we actually have. That part is actually going out, and this other part is going out, and I'm not going to replace it. Then I'll go ahead now to cut it just like this. So this is actually the middle, and the other side is actually the side. So we're going to keep it aside. Then I'm going to use the front pattern that we have. I also keep 1 inch, 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I place it. Then I'm going to trace it this way, and I'm going to cut the down part of the back side. You know, it's 2. So because of that, I also came up here by half an inch, and I trim it also out, and I'm not going to replace it. So this is it, guys. So this is for the front, and this is for the back. You can see what I did. So actually, now that we are done cutting the back with the front pattern, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So this is what we have. This is actually optional. You might not, you can just take, if you don't want this to be like this, you can just take 1 inch that at the down and 1 inch that at the back, at the front, down and front, instead of 2 inch here and 1 inch here. This will make it not to be a little, it will make it not to be like a cup when you want to wear it. So this is it. I went ahead to add half inch on this side. This is what I'm going to use to join them together, because you actually cut it out. I'm going to use it to join it together. So when I was done, I also mistakenly, you know, I'm managing this fabric, I cut this front side instead of cutting it on fold. So I'm going to join them back together, and I'm going to stitch it. So this is it. Let's go ahead now to stitch this fabric together. So this is the bustier part. I'm just going to go ahead now to use half inch that I actually added when I was cutting it. Then I'll use half inch to stitch it. Then I'll also use half inch to also stitch this side. Then the back side, I went ahead now also to cut it. So I also added half inch. I'm going to go ahead now to join the sides together, and we are going to, right now we have 4. So this is the front when I was done. This is the bustier. You can see how it is. I just added paper stay to it. I did not add any other thing, and I'm not going to add. So I added paper stay to all the everything. Then I'm going to use facing to actually turn the neckline. So you too can use facing, or you can use a full lining if you want. So that's what I'm going to use actually to turn my own. So this is it. You can see I joined them. It was 4, and now joined them. So now what we have is 2. So right now, instead of taking the bust dart at the upper, I'm going to reduce 1 inch at the down part. This is because our waistline from the back and waistline from the front is not the same. So from this dart, I'm going to take out 1 inch out of the side of this in the front, which means that I'm also going to reduce 1 inch because our side, our front and back waistline is not actually the same. So I'm going to reduce 1 inch also from the back. You can see. So the reason why we are doing this is to avoid any form of bulging that will be coming out, folding at the waist part. So that's it. So when we are done, these are going to be the same. They are going to align. So that's it. So that's it. So this is it. When I was done, I'm going to go ahead now and join the down parts. You can see I'd already had half inch at the upper part, so I'm going to join them midpoint to midpoint, and I'm going to join them just like that. So you go ahead and do the same. This is the back. I've already joined the front. You can see I've already joined this other part. So this other part, I'm going to also join them. So this is it. When I was done, this is what we have. We are done with the upper part now. So what we are going to do now, we are going to go ahead now to turn it. I want us to turn it. So I'm going to use facing. You can actually use a lining. So this is what I'm going to use. I've also done the same on the lining. Is a short lining. This is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to go over to the machine, and I'll use Amy gum to actually stitch it and turn the neckline. So this is our neckline, guys. I'll do the same for the back. I also use half and half facing. Then I'm going to also stitch it over onto the other side. I'll be using Amy gum to do that. If you're not using Amy gum, you're going to stop stitch. So when I was done, this is it. I went ahead to iron it very well so it can lie down flat. So when I was done, guys, this is actually what we have for the back side. So you're going to also go ahead now to shape this dress first. So I'm going to shape it lining to lining. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead now to pin it, so we know the midpoint of the front and the midpoint of the back. So I'm going to pin it. Then I'll make sure that the joining which we have is also the same as the joining which we have at the back. So that's when we are going to know exactly that we are on the right side. So when I was done, I went ahead to shape this fabric with the allowance that I added. So when I was done, this is the outcome of it, guys. You can see how it is. You can see that the front is actually up because I minus 1 inch. You can see there is a space there. You can see how it is, which is how it is on the picture. So what we are going to do right now, I've gone ahead to cut this fabric. This is remaining fabric is about ×3 of the total waistline, ×3 of my waist. This is actually ×3 of my waist. I'm going to gather it, but before I gather it, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it into 2. Then one part I'm going to cut it again. Then I'll use it for the back side because of the zipper allowance. So that's it. Then the front is going to be straight. When I am done, I'm going to gather it. I don't know if you understand. You can actually do 2.5 as long as any amount of fabric that you have. It all depends on the fabric that you have. So this is the part that I'm going to cut. This is the front, you guys. This is the front. You can see the front is actually long. So I'm going to make sure that I gather it, and it's going to be the size that we have at my upper hip. Look at it. I'm going to tear this out. I'm going to tear it, then I'm going to join them separately. I'll bring this and I'll cut the midpoint, and I'm going to go ahead and join it. Remember that if you have more fabric, that means it's going to be more gathers. If you have small fabric, the gathering is not going to be much. So it all depends on what you want, but the gathering should not be too much in this particular style. So go ahead now and pin it together so you can be able to know exactly. So when I was done, this is the back. I'm also going to put it, I've already gathered it, so I'm going to also stitch it. I'll take it to the machine, then I'll stitch everything separately. This is it. When I was done stitching them separately, the back side and the front side, you can see how it is. So right now I'm going to go ahead and join them by the sides. Then let's go ahead now for the sleeve. So this is a stripe I just cut. It's about 15 inches. It's about 15 inches long. Then it's about 3 inches by width. Then 15 inches by length, because I want a total of 14. This is 7 at the front and 7 at the back, because I don't want it to be loose. So I've gone ahead to stitch it straight. I added Amy gum to it. I added paper stay also to it. So when I was done, I'm going to just bring it out this way for you to see the outcome. Then I'm going to iron it. When I'm done, this is it when I was done ironing it. This is it for the both sides of the sleeve. So I've done ironing it, and I'm going to attach it. But before we attach it, this is how we are going to attach it. We are going to open the lining, and we are going to put it inside, and we are going to stitch it. But before then, we are going to do the ruffle that we actually have at the sleeve, guys. This is how it's going to be, but it's not just, this is not complete. So we're going to attach the ruffle that we have at the sleeve. So before then, I'm going to go ahead now to close this dress. I'm going to close it, then I'm going to add a zipper to it. So I'm going to use an organza to actually achieve that sleeve. You can use the fabric if you have, because that's what they use in that style. They use the fabric, but I want to use an organza because I don't have enough fabric, and also the organza is going to also be beautiful. So that's what I'm going to use. So what I have here is a total of 6 inches, about 6 to 7 inches. I'm going to fold it this way, then I'm going to stitch it with ½ an inch. I'm going to stitch it with ½ an inch. Then the length is actually very long. It's about 60 inches or thereabouts, or lesser. So it depends on the fabric that you have. So when I was done, this is what I have. So I'm going to turn it over after I've done stitching it. This is what we have. I'm going to turn it over. Then the part where I turn over and stitch is going to be in the middle. I'm going to iron it this way, so the stitch are not going to show because they are already in the middle. So this is it. I've ironed it. You can see how I've ironed it, how flat is looking. So after that, I brought a needle and a thread, a black thread, and I'm going to stitch through these stitches that we actually have. So I'm going to stitch as if it's a loose stitching as if it's going to be gathering, because that's what we're actually going to do. A loose stitching, just stitch it loose until you are done stitching. Done stitching, you can see how it is. It's like tagging, like you're tagging on clothes. Yes, that's it. So you can be able to drag it, you can adjust it, it will be easily adjustable. So this is it. I'm going to make sure that it covers here. The gathering are not going to be that much. Don't gather too much. If you don't want it to look as if it's a kind of a native something, don't gather too much. Just a moderate gathering is fine. That means your ruffle should not be that long. So you can see this is me just gathering it as if it's going to be almost flat. I'm just gathering it to make sure that it fits into this particular sleeve that I have. I've already tested the sleeve. I know it's going to be okay, so that's why I'm using it. You can see it this way. So when I'm done right now, you can actually put this on the mannequin. You can actually attach your sleeve first, then after attaching your sleeve, you now sew it on top of it. They are the same thing. So that's it. So when I was done, I'm going to go ahead now to bring needle, then I'll stitch through that part too. I'll stitch through them. So this is it. I'm going to go ahead now to stitch them together. So I'm going to stitch them together. I'm going to stitch it almost at the back side. So you put on your needle that way, also your thread. Then the threadings are going to be mostly at the back of the trap that you already have. So you're going to do the both. You can sit, look at it. Please and please, if you've watched this video to this place, please help me to like this video. When you like it, YouTube is going to recommend it to people that are actually searching for it. Please help me and like this video. Please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thank you so much. And this is it. This is me stitching it all through. Please pardon me with the lightning, please. So just stitch it to make sure that it stands firm on the actual fabric. You get me? Just make sure you stitch them. They are going to be on the same length, so that means the gathering is not going to be too much. So just stitch it this way, stitch it and bring it out. So that's it. You go ahead and make sure it's even. You can see, just keep gathering it and keep adjusting it. If it's not okay, you keep adjusting it until you have it fit into this particular sleeve. You can see how it is now when I'm done. So this is how it's going to be on the sleeve. This is how it's going to be on the sleeve. So this is the fabric, this is the dress that we are done. So when I'm done right now, this is the dress. I'm going to go ahead now and loose the sleeve from that side that we have the bustier, that side that we have cuts. That's where I'm going to actually loose to actually attach the sleeve. You can see how the sleeve is. You can see it's very beautiful. Yes, it's very beautiful and classic. So that's it. This is me bringing out this one. Then I've already loosed the midpoint where I told you that we are going to be putting this. So I'm going to attach this inside. So it's going to be inside. It's not going to show. It's not going to show. Like the seams are not going to show. So this is it. I've already loosed that place. I'm going to put it inside. Then I'm going to turn it over to the other end. I'm going to turn it over to the other end. Then I'm going to stitch it also. So when I was done at that other front, I'm also going to come over to this place where we have that tear at that part. I'm going to also lose it. Then I'll turn it over this way. Then I'm going to also stitch it like this. I'll stitch it straight, you can see, and that will be all for that. So I'll keep it aside. Then I'm working on the petticoat right now. So this is actually a petticoat. If you go to, you say you want a net, this is actually net. So this is it. They call it net. I actually went to the way they are selling things and I bought it like that. Add net or soft one. They have soft one, any one you want. So I actually bought 2 yards because I want to do the short one. I'm actually making short version of this dress. So this is it. So it's going to be shorter than your actual length, about 3 inches. Make it shorter than your actual length, about 3 inches. So this is it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use my full length is about 40. So I'm going to use 20. I'm going to use about 17 inches because it's from the waist. I'm going to use about 17 inches from the waist, you get me? So that's the skirt part. So I'm going to cut my waist measurement times 2 for the upper one. Then the second one, I'm going to cut my waist measurement times 4. That means what I have at the up is going to be times 2. So I actually cut the first one, which is my waist divided by times 2. Then this one, I'm going to cut my waist divided by my waist times 4. That means I'm going to cut the second layer. It's going to be times 4, which is I'm going to cut 2. So if you actually want it to be bigger or fuller or anyhow you want it, you can increase your net. So I don't think I want it too dramatic because it's just a very simple dress. So I'm going to just stick with the simple particle, you get me? I'm just going to do 2 layers. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead now and stitch it just like this. You can see this is how it's going to be, and it's going to serve me purpose of what I want to do. So that's it. The secret of this dress, why it's actually looking as if the hair is small and the hair is flowing, is actually they use a particle. That is the secret of the dress. So this is why we are going to be actually doing this. So we are going to gather. You can decide to plait it. I decided to gather it. So I've gathered the upper parts. You can see what we have here, that's plaiting. So I'm going to use the rest to complete it. So I've gathered the upper part. I'm going to gather it my waist measurement. So I'm going to use exactly my waist measurement because I'm using the elastic. So the elastic is going to be my waist measurement. Exactly my waist measurement is what I'm using in the elastic. Then I've already gone ahead to gather I'm going to gather it to reach the elastic. It's going to be enough for the elastic. When I am done, I'm going to take it over to the machine and I'm going to stitch it. If it's not enough, if the gathering is not enough, I'm going to be losing it. If it's small, I'm going to gather more. So this particular aspect depends on how you want your own to be. If you want it to be very full, that means you're going to be using about times 4 of your waist. You're going to use times 4 of your waist for the front, for the first layer. Then the second layer, you're going to use about times 6 or times 7. Yes, it's possible. Then you're also going, that means if you're using too much fabric at the first layer, you're going to be pleating it so that it doesn't look bogus, you get me? So that it doesn't look bogus at that part where you're wearing it, so it's to still be flat. So when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and bring the elastic, that the elastic will go round. So when I was done, I've gone over to the machine and I've stitched the elastic to it. This is what we have. So I actually stitched the elastic, I placed it together and I stitched it. Then I'm going to bring it out. So there is going to be the front and there is going to be the back. So this is the second layer. I've already gone ahead to gather it to save our time. I've gathered them and I've gathered the both of them separately, and I'm going to join them when I'm done gathering it. So when I am done gathering, when I'm done joining them, I'm going to join them like this. So it's going to be a very long thing. So the length is just a normal length, like I did not add anything. There is no shape at the front and there is no shape at the back. So when I was done, I just went ahead to join the front to the back that I've already gathered. The gathering, I make sure that the gathering was up to the what we have at the upper part. So whatever I have at the upper part, that was the gathering that I had to make sure that the two that I gathered together was enough for it. Do you get me? So I went ahead to, this is how it is, guys. This is how the particle is. You can see from the upper part is gradually increasing. The upper is wide and the down part is wider because we have more fabric at the down part. So guys, this is how it is. This is the outcome of the particle. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to iron it. Then I'm going to put it on a mannequin for you guys to see. I will show you the dress without the particle and the dress with the particle. So this is it. It's looking so very beautiful, guys. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you so much guys for watching, and see you in my next one. We'd like to stop here. Please go ahead and like this video, give this video a thumbs up, share this video to your friends, and please subscribe and turn on the notification button. See you in my next one. Bye.